Hello everyone, this is part 3 of how to make a mini golf game in Scratch. In this video, I'll be adding a goal, a next level screen, and multiple levels. If you haven't seen parts 1 or 2 yet, check them out, links are in the description below. But anyways, let's get started. So right now we can shoot our ball around the map, but the ball has nowhere to go. So I want to add some sort of goal over here. So I'm going to create a new sprite, and I'll call this goal. And I am going to create a solid black circle. Alright, so it's going to look like this. And this is going to be a bit bigger than the golf ball. Now inside of the code, I'm going to grab a when flag clicked. And I want to position the hole somewhere around here on this map. However, I can't just use a go to XY block and then put in values inside of here. And that's because our map is moving. So we want our hole to move with the map. And if you remember, inside of our map sprite, we have this go to XY block with the scroll X and scroll Y. So I'm going to drag this entire block inside of our goal sprite. And inside of our goal sprite, we can put in our goal's relative X and Y position inside of here. So for example, if I make X 100 and Y 200, then our goal is going to be around there. And it moves with our camera as well. So I'm going to create two new variables. I'll call this goal X and goal Y. And when the flag is clicked, I'm going to set goal X to our goal's X position. So let's just say something like 150 for now. And also goal Y. And I'll just say something like 450. Alright, and now inside of our update positions block, we want our goal to go to goal X minus scroll X and goal Y minus scroll Y. But anyways, if we just try it out, then our goal now appears somewhere over here. Cool. And I might move this a bit more upwards, so I'll set goal Y to 460 and then click this. Okay, now it's up over here, which I think is a pretty good spot. Now, one thing though, is that once the hole goes off the screen, it doesn't disappear. It just gets stuck there. And as you can see, the goal's Y position is stuck at 180 when it's off the screen. So to fix this, we can go inside of our updates position message and drag an if else and check if the goal's X position is less than 250 and the goal's X position is greater than negative 250. And then I'm going to right click, duplicate this code, and check if the Y position is less than 190 and Y position is greater than negative 190. So I'm going to drag this all inside of an AND. All right. Then we want to show the goal. Else that means the goal sprite is off our screen, so I'm just going to hide it. And I'm also going to use a trick where I set the size to 999% or something super large, and then set the size back to the original size after the go to XY. And now if we just try it, that allows for a super smooth showing and hiding once it goes off the screen. So if I just make it go off the screen like this, then it hides super smoothly just like that. Cool. So now we want the golf ball to actually be able to enter the hole. So let's go inside of our ball sprite, and I'm going to create a new block. I'll call this check goal, and then click OK. And inside of here, let's check the ball's distance from the goal. So if, let's go to sensing, distance to goal is less than a certain value. So put this on the left, and let's check if it's less than, let's say, 7. Then let's create a new variable, and I'll call this underscore reached goal, and then select for this sprite only and click OK. So this is going to tell the golf ball that it is in the goal. So set reached goal to, let's just say yes. All right, and let's also go to the when flag clicked, and let's set underscore reach goal to no. And we don't want to be able to aim the golf ball once we're in the goal. So around this check if aim, let's check if reached goal is equal to no, then we can aim. All right, and now back inside of this check goal block, we want the golf ball to move towards the goal once it gets close enough to it. So inside of the if, let's change our offset X, which is going to change everything on the entire screen by, let's go to sensing, and let's drag this block, change stage to goal, and then grab X position of goal plus our scroll X minus our offset X. So something like this. So what this does is that this is going to move the ball towards the X position of the goal. Now let's drag this inside of our offset X, and let's also just divide this by 1.5 to make the movement a bit smoother. All right, so something like this. And then let's right click duplicate and change offset Y by Y position of goal plus scroll Y minus offset Y. Okay, and after that, we don't want the ball to move anymore. So let's set our ball's X velocity and also Y velocity to both 0. And now I'm going to drag the check goal custom block inside of our forever loop, which checks all of the ball's movements. Okay, so now we can just try this out to see how it looks like. So if I just try shooting it inside of the goal, oh nice, hole in one. So as you can see, when the ball went close enough to the hole, then it sort of moved towards it. And if I just try aiming, I cannot aim. Now I do want the ball to get a bit smaller though once it enters the hole. So I'm going to go to looks and drag a change size by block. And I'm going to go to operators, grab a divides by, and grab a minus, put it on the left, and do change size by, let's say 70, minus size divided by, let's say 4. And keep in mind, this value depends on what the actual size of your ball is. So in this case, my ball size is 80, so I chose a bit of a smaller value than 80. And this number over here is going to tell you how fast you want the size to decrease by. So if you just try this out, then the ball sort of shrinks in size by a tiny bit. Okay, I think that looks a bit better. Now back inside of the code, now we want to show a next level screen once the ball goes inside of the hole. So I'm going to grab an if, and I'm going to right click this block, so duplicate, and I'm going to go to operators, grab an and, put it inside of the if, and drag this on the left side. And I'm going to say if the distance to the goal is less than, let's say 2. So that means the ball is pretty much exactly in the hole. Then I'm going to set our current action, so set current action to something like in goal. That just means that the ball is now completely inside of the goal. And now inside of the and, I'm going to check not current action is equal to in goal. So this code is going to only run once. All right, now inside of here, we want to show our next level screen. So I'm going to go to events, and I'm going to drag a broadcast, new message, and I'll call this begin level complete. But after that, I'm going to drag a when and receive, begin level complete. Then I'm going to wait 1 second, and then I'm going to broadcast the actual level complete message. So I'm going to create a new message and call this level complete. Cool. And now after that, I just want to stop all of the scripts in the ball sprite. So I am going to stop other scripts in this sprite. Okay, so to show that this actually works, I'm going to go to looks, and then drag a say level complete. All right, now if we just try this out, then once we make a hole, then the ball says level complete. Awesome. So now this is where we show our level complete screen. So I'm going to take out the say level complete, and I'm going to create a few new sprites. So first off, I'm going to create some text. I'm going to call this level complete text. And I'm just going to type level complete. And I'm going to make it pretty large. Put it somewhere in the middle here. I'm going to set its X and Y position to both 0. So something like this. And I'm also going to create a new sprite called level complete BG, or background for short. Now I'm going to select the entire drawing area with a rectangle. I'm going to set its X to 0 and Y to 0. And I'm going to make this a white fill. All right. And of course, I want the text in front of this. So I'm going to select the level complete text sprite, and I'm just going to click go to front. Cool. And now I'm going to create one more sprite. I'm going to call this next button. And this is going to be the button where we click to go to the next level. So I'm going to create a circle, and I'm going to center it. I'm going to make it have an outline, and I'm going to create a triangle. So I'm going to first drag a square, select the fill to black, make it have no outline, and then I'm going to use this button right here to select the edges. I'm going to select one, delete, and then drag one of them, using this tool, to the middle here to create a triangle. All right. And I'm going to position it somewhere down over here. So this is going to be our level complete screen, and I'm going to make the background a bit transparent. So inside of the level complete background, I'm going to set its ghost effect to something like 20. And now it's just partially transparent. Now we want this entire screen to show from this level complete message. So let's first go to the level complete text and drag a when I receive level complete. Then I'm going to show it, and I'm going to make this text fade in. So I'm going to set its ghost effect to 100. So if I just click this, then the text is completely invisible. And then I'm going to grab a repeat, let's say 5. Then I'm going to change the ghost effect by -20. So this is going to make it then completely visible. So if I just click this, then it fades in quickly just like that. Cool. And I'm also going to grab a when flag clicked, and I'm going to hide the text because we don't want the text to show when the game first starts. And I'll make it also go to 0, 0. All right, now let's go to the level complete background and do the same thing. So when flag clicked, then I'm going to hide, go to 0, 0. And when I receive level complete, let's show it, set ghost effect to 100, so it's completely hidden, and then repeat 5. And since we want the background to be a bit transparent once it's shown, let's do change ghost effect by -16 instead of -20. All right, so now if I just click this, then the background quickly fades in just like that. And now lastly, inside of the next level button, let's grab a when flag clicked. Let's hide. And I'm going to go to motion, go to 0, -65. And then when I receive level complete, let's just simply show it. Awesome. So now if you just try this out, then once the ball enters the hole, then the level complete screen shows up. Cool. Now right now it looks pretty good. However, let's say what if I accidentally move some of these sprites and some sprites accidentally go in front of others. Well, that's not going to be too good because we have a ton of different sprites, which means a ton of different layers. And Scratch's current layering system isn't the best. So to prevent any future issues with the layering, let's create our own custom layering system. So we're going to have this code inside of pretty much every single sprite we have. So I'm just going to start in the next button sprite, and I'm just going to drag a win and receive message and create a new message. I'm going to call this set sprite layers, and then click OK. Now I'm going to go inside of the stage, and when the flag is clicked, I'm just going to broadcast set sprite layers. Now back inside of the next button sprite, once I receive it, I'm going to go to my blocks and create a new custom block. I'll call this set layer, and then I'm going to add a number input, and I'll call this layer. Now I'm going to select run without screen refresh and click OK. Okay, now inside of this set layer block, I'm then going to create a new variable. I'm going to call this underscore layer num, select for the sprite only, and click OK. Now I'm going to set layer num to 1, and I'm going to grab a repeat until not. Let's go to operators, grab a lesser than inside of the not, drag layer on the left side, and then we have to create a new list which contains all of our sprite layers. So I'm going to create a new list, and I'll call this sprite layer orders, and then click OK. Now inside of this list, let's drag item of block on the right side and do item underscore layer num of sprite layer orders. So pretty much what this list is going to do is that it's going to contain all of our ordering of all of our sprites in our game. And the order of our sprites is going to depend on this layer variable, which we can set once we drag out a block over here. And the lower the number is, the more in front the sprite is going to go. So we're going to make it so that if it's 1, then that means the sprite is in front of everything else. And if the number is super large, let's say 999, then the sprite is going to be behind everything else. So that is just this loop. We're going to find where to place the sprite based off our ordering. And then let's just change underscore layer num by 1. And in the end, let's insert, grab this insert block, put it after the repeat until, and insert layer at underscore layer num of sprite layer orders. Now lastly, we can just go to looks and go forward. Let's go to operators, grab a minus, drag it in there, and do underscore layer num -1 layers. So this is going to do what I said earlier. So the number inside of here is going to determine how front or back the sprite is going to go. So for our next level button, we want it to be in the very front, in front of everything else. So this is going to have a layer of 1, which means the most front layer. And when the flag is clicked, all of the layer orderings are going to be calculated. So now we can drag these two blocks into all of our other sprites. So I'm going to drag this custom block into all of our other sprites, just like so. So the goal, shot text, level text, aim, map collider, map, and ball. And then I'm going to do the same for this broadcast message right here. So ball, map, map collider, aim, level text, shot text, goal, level complete text, and level complete background. Cool. So now I'm going to go one by one. So first, the level complete background. And for the background, we know we want the background to be behind our next button. And the layer for our next button is set to 1. So for our level complete background, let's set its layer to 2. So now it's going to be behind the next button. And now for our level complete text, we have these two new blocks. And let's leave it at 1 because we want the level complete text to be in front of the level complete background. Okay, now I'm going to go to the ball sprite. So for our set sprite layers, I'm going to set its layer to, let's say, 100. So it's guaranteed going to be behind our level complete text, level complete background, and next button. So I'm just giving it a really large number. Now let's go to the aim sprite. So we know the aim is going to be behind the ball sprite. So that means we're going to set its layer to 1 more than the ball's layer. So I'll set the aim layer to 101. Now I'm going to go to the goal sprite, and I'm going to set its layer to 102 because we know it's going to be behind the ball sprite and the aim sprite. Now I'm going to go to the map collider, and I know this is going to be behind everything else so far, so I'll set it at 103. And then for the map, I know it's going to be behind the map collider, so I'll make it at 104. Now for our level and shot text, these are going to be in front of the ball and the map and stuff like that, but behind our level complete screen. So I'll set it to something like 10, and then for the shot text, I'll make it also set to 10. Awesome, so now we have this for every single one of our sprites. Now the cool thing about this is that now we don't have to worry about any single go-to front layer or layering block in our sprites. So we can just remove all of those that we have in our code. So first off, in the ball sprite, I think that was the only block. All right, now in the map sprite, we don't have any. In the map collider, we don't have any. In the aim, let's get rid of this go to front layer block. And in the level text, let's get rid of the go to front layer, as well as the shot text. And inside of the goal, there's nothing here, okay. And level complete, nothing here. Level complete background, nothing here. Next button, nothing here. All right. Now the last thing we do is that inside of our stage, let's make sure to delete all of sprite layer orders before we broadcast this set sprite layers message. But now, if I really mess up the ordering of all of my sprites, for example, if it looks like this, then if I just click the green flag, then everything magically goes into place. Awesome. So if I just try making the level complete screen show up, then it shows up over everything else. Cool. Now one thing though is that the map collider is sort of glitching out. So to fix this, let's go inside of the map collider sprite, and let's not make it go to map. Instead, let's go to the map sprite, copy over this block over here inside of the map collider sprite, and replace this with this block. Okay, now we can try it again. And I'm also going to mess up the sprite ordering. All right. And everything works just like that. So now let's make the next level appear once we click on this button. So inside of our button sprite, under this when I receive, level complete, let's grab a forever loop. And then let's grab an if else and check if touching mouse pointer, then let's add a brightness effect, so set brightness to, let's say, 30. And then I'll make it a bit larger, so set size to 105%. Else, let's set brightness to 0 and set size to 100%. Now, inside of here, I'm going to do if mouse down. Then I'm going to wait until not mouse down. So this is going to detect one full mouse click on the button. Then let's just do change level by 1. And I'm just going to set shots left to something like 3 for now. And then let's broadcast our next level message. So let's go inside of events and broadcast a message. And I'm going to create a new message. And I'm going to call this preview level. So before I switch to the next level, I want to show it for a second. So this is going to be the message for that. And then I'm going to stop this script. And now I want the entire next level screen to hide once we receive the preview level message. So inside of events, let's drag a when I receive preview level, let's simply hide. And I'm going to copy this into the other level complete sprites. So inside of level complete background, let's do when I receive preview level, then hide. and same for our level complete text. Cool. So now if we just try this out, if we go to the next level by clicking on this button, then the level complete screen hides. And as you can see, the level is now 2. Now one thing though is that we do want to switch to a new map. So I'm going to go to the map sprite, go to costumes, and I'm going to right click duplicate and create a new level. Alright, now I have a new level over here, and now inside of the code, we want to make sure to switch the costume based off of our current level. So I'm going to drag a when I receive preview level. This is where we show the new level. Then I'm going to switch costume to our level. Now keep in mind we also have to copy this level and then go to our map collider sprite, create a new costume, and then paste it and make the fill a clear fill. So click this just to have the collider for the map. Now inside of the code, I also want to drag in a when I receive preview level, then switch costume to the level. Alright, and now if I click the green flag, then you might notice that it does not switch to our first level. And that's because we haven't called the preview level message yet. So inside of the stage, I'm going to broadcast preview level when the flag is clicked, and I'm going to drag a when I receive preview level. Then I'm going to broadcast our set sprite layers and then do the delete all of sprite layer orders block before that. Okay, so now if I just try it again, then as you can see, it switches to level 1. And once we go to the next level, then something weird happens. Well, the level is gone, and that's because we haven't reset the position of the golf ball yet. So we have to go inside of our ball sprite, and we are going to have to replace this when flag clicked with when I receive preview level, and also this when flag clicked with when I receive preview level. And if we just try this out, then once we go to the next one, then the ball resets and we have a new level. Now one thing though is that we also want to have a new position for our goal. So currently we have our goal X and goal Y in our goal sprite, but we want different goal X and goal Y positions for every level. So to do so, let's go inside of our variables and create a new list. I'll call this goal positions X and also goal positions Y. Alright, and when the flag is clicked, let's delete all of goal positions X and goal positions Y. And I'm going to go to my blocks, create a new block. I'll just say add goal position, and then create 2 new number inputs. I'll call this X and Y, and click OK. Okay, now inside of this block, I'm going to add X to goal positions X and add Y to goal positions Y. So now that we have this block, we can use this block by dragging add goal position over here and put in our goal X and goal Y, which is 150 and 460 for level 1. And I'm going to right click duplicate and add a new goal X and Y position for level 2. So I'm going to show the goal sprite, set it to 0, 0, and I'm going to move it somewhere around here. So this is going to be the new goal position. So X 120 and Y, let's just say Y negative 13. And actually make sure to also set the map X and Y to 0, 0. Okay, now I can just drag the new goal somewhere over here. You might need a bit of trial and error. But now inside of the goal, instead of go to goal X and goal Y, we do go to X item level of goal positions X and item level of goal positions Y. Cool. So now we don't actually need these goal X and goal Y variables, so we can just delete those variables. Alright, so now if we try it out, then our goal should be in the same position for level 1, and for level 2, it's in our new position. Awesome. Now, one thing though is that I do also want to add a preview level animation before we play the actual level. So inside of our level complete background, I'm going to create a new costume, so right-click duplicate, and I'm going to make this a black fill. Now back inside of the code, under when I receive preview level, instead of hide, let's actually show it. And I'm going to set its ghost effect to 100%. And I'm going to switch costume to costume 2, which is the black costume. And I'm also going to switch costume to costume 1, which is the white costume under when I receive level complete. And I'm going to right-click duplicate this repeat loop inside of preview level, change this to repeat 20, and change ghost effect by -4. So it's a slower fade in, just like that. And then I'm going to wait 1 second, and then right-click duplicate, add this at the end, and then change ghost effect by 4. So something like this. Fade in, fade out, just like that. Okay, now I also want to display the level name in front of that. So I'm going to drag this preview level block inside of the level text sprite. And inside of this sprite, I'm going to create a new variable. I'll call it previewing level, and then click OK. All right, and I'm going to set previewing level to yes under when I receive preview level, and at the end, set previewing level to no. And this is going to be for our clones. Now I'm going to make this level text, which says the word level, appear in the middle here. So I'm going to drag a go to XY block, and I'll make it go to like -35 and Y0. And now I also want our level counter clones to show the correct level. So I'm going to go to control, grab an if else, and check if previewing level is equal to yes. Then let's right-click duplicate this go to XY block, put it inside of there, and let's make it go to the middle of the screen. So this is going to be, let's say, around 45 and Y0 for our X and Y. And then else, let's make it go to its normal position. And I'm going to drag this back inside of this else. All right, and now I also want the text to be much larger. So I'm going to set the size to 300% in the preview level screen and set it back to 100 in the normal game window. And I also want to do the same for our actual text. So set size to 300%. So now if we just try this out, then it says level 1 just like that. Now the level text is actually behind the background. So to fix this, we can actually just go to our set sprite layers message block and then set the layer to 1, which is a lower number than our background since it's 2. So now the text should appear on top, just like that. Awesome. And for the level text, I'm also going to rename it to whole instead of level. All right. Now it says whole 1, just like so. And we don't want to be able to aim and shoot while the preview is going on. So I'm going to actually add a new message at the end of our preview level message in our level text sprite. So at the bottom of here, let's do broadcast, new message. I'll just say start level and then click OK. So this is going to actually begin the level once this animation thing is done. Now the first things first is that the level text should reappear back on the top left of the screen. So inside of our level text, I'm going to do when I receive start level, then let's make it go to its original position, which is over here. So I'm going to drag these here and also set its size back to 100%, just like that. And just in case, I'm going to set its ghost effect to 0. So now let's try it out. And it should go back there just like that. Cool. Now it does sort of glitch a bit with the letter or the number 1, as you see, which does not look too good. So to fix this, we can just simply hide it before and then grab a wait 0 seconds, and then show it, which fixes that visual issue. And now it works just like so. Cool. So now we have that done. And lastly, let's go inside of the ball and make it only able to aim once it receives start level instead of preview level. And one more thing I forgot to add is that I want to set its size back to its original size once the next level begins, since we decreased its size when it went inside of the hole. So I'll set it back to 80%, which was the original size of my golf ball, but it might be different for yours. But let's try it again now. So we have the level preview, just like that. And if we go inside of the next hole, okay, that was close, then we have our nice level complete screen, and we have a nice level preview, just like that. Awesome. And this is our temporary second level. Okay, we have another level complete screen. We can select the next one. And since we don't have a third level, this is what we have. It sort of glitches out, but as long as you add more levels, then you should be fine. Cool. So just like that, we can play the game. And you can shoot the ball as fast as you want inside of the hole. It is going to work. So if I do it super fast, still works. All right, level complete. And then we have the level preview animation just like that. Awesome. And all of the layering is fixed. So for example, if I really mess up the layers of this project, so let's say the hole is above the ball, the map is above all of this, and if it looks like this, then if we just play the game again, everything still works just like so. Anyways, that's it for this video. In the next video, I'll be adding even more maps and also improve our level creation system. And I'll also add some more features as well. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe too, if you haven't already. But anyways, that's it for this video. See ya!